I traveled, I came, I saw, and I really enjoyed it. I may have spent, let's see, two adults to go see Jurassic Park on the train in Nottingham at the IMAX was 40 quid. Ask you this question: is it worth 40 quid to relive nostalgia? Let's hide that chin, actually. Is it worth 40 quid to regress your childhood state? Is it worth 40 quid to just have a smile on your face and have tears roll down your cheek? Yeah, it is. Seeing Jurassic Park in 3D, I was worried. I was worried that the 3D would take away from the whole aspect of it. And at first, it was a bit jarring, having characters stand out from the screen, which I'm definitely not used to when watching Jurassic Park, because although I am a film buff and I waste far too much money on film, I probably spend more on film than I actually do on bills. I should actually be running my own movie company by now. And I reckon that Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, Paramount, etc., should be paying me, because I'm actually keeping them in the business. Despite all this, I have not purchased a 3D television. I have not purchased... I do actually have a 3D Blu-ray player, but I don't have a 3D TV. And I don't really see the point of buying one. Because 3D is still a gimmick. Yes, it entrances you and sucks you into the screen more so, but they've still not perfected it. There was still a hell of a lot of motion blur, which I noticed on 3D. Now, that could be because of my dodgy eyes, or it could be just because they didn't get the transfer completely correct, or because of the screen. I've yet to see a 3D film that's perfectly smooth when there is no motion blur, when there is nothing. And it slightly takes away. However, it did add a new dimension of, well, it added a lot to it. It just made the film better. I mean, certain scenes like when the raptors jumping up through the rafters, trying to bite down on people, it looked good. When the Gallimimus are running towards the screen, it looks good. And it didn't feel all that tacked on. Now, I know there's been a rehash of this. There's been basically a trend of Hollywood bringing all their old films and just adding the 3D title to it to make it better, and this worked. It wasn't just better, though. I was expecting just a 3D re-release, but it wasn't. They'd upgraded the picture. They made it a 4K picture, so it was even sharper than Blu-ray. And it was sharper, it was crisper, it was smooth, it was nice, apart from the motion blur, and it was great. And it worked. I was watching the film, and it happened all over again. I was fine up until the point of them getting in the helicopter on the way to, the island. When they were on the helicopter, my heart was beating. I was having a cardiac arrest. I was hyperventilating, and my heart was beating when they were going to the island. They arrive at the island, and the music kicks in, and a tear of nostalgia did actually fall when the music kicked in when they were traveling to the island. Then when they get off the island, well, not get off, when they land, they get in the Land Rovers and they drive all the way there. My heart's still going. And then you see the Brachiosaurus, and I literally welled up. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I cried. I cried a little at the beginning of Jurassic Park because it just looks so beautiful. It was amazing. It still has the same effect to me now as it did then. Probably because it just looks so realistic. Yes, I know the dinosaurs aren't real. Yes, I know there's certain scenes where it's CGI, and certain scenes where if it's a dinosaur on the ground in full view, it's a puppet. If it's moving in full view, it's a puppet and it's CG. And if there's a Land Rover cruising towards people in a tree, it's on pulleys, on wires. But I don't care. It looks real. It doesn't distract away. I can guarantee you now, the very same scene when Dr. Grant is trying to escape from the Land Rover in the tree with Timmy in the tree, and it's coming towards them. They wouldn't use the real Land Rover now. They would have a completely CG tree and a completely CG Land Rover. They would just be on a green screen, climbing down a green screen wall. And it's because Hollywood are fucking lazy. They're just bullshit at making movies now. I've said this before, but I have absolutely no respect for anyone with the copy and paste, IMAX or ILM computer. It just that's really stunted, It just annoys. I admit it probably takes some effort to make a CG character move on screen. It's not the same effort as actually creating, molding, and actually making it so you can walk up to it and touch it and feel the dentations and see the actual descriptions and the marks and everything. All that effort is gone. When I'm looking at a bunch of ones and zeros on the screen that are moving, it's lazy. And yes, it's cheaper, and yes, it means that movies can be made faster, but if movies can be made faster and they're crap, I'd rather wait for a film. I don't know how long it took to make Jurassic Park, but I know that the time it took was used wisely. I know that Stan Winston collaborated with ILM so that his models actually represented the ILM models, so that when they did do a CG shot and they did do a puppet shot, it was hard to tell them apart. Obviously, you can tell them apart if you really look. You can see, that CG sheen that everything has. But they used dark areas. They cover their tracks. They did everything that they could do to make it look realistic. I mean, the T-Rex foot crushing down. It's like a 10-second shot. For that shot alone, they did 3 nights and days of shooting it just coming down because it's a real foot. Nowadays, they would just put it into a computer, would have come down and done, and it would have looked crap. This film, to this day, still looks better than most Hollywood pictures. This film looks better than The Lord of the Rings. Now, Lord of the Rings is a visual treat because Peter Jackson did use some model work as well as CG, but it still doesn't look as good. You can tell the ogre is fake. You can tell the giant elephants are fake, oliphants even, and you can tell that Gollum is fake. Gollum doesn't look as good as the dinosaurs do. And it could be that I'm in a wave of blind nostalgia about it, and that nostalgia is clouding my judgment, but I don't think it is. It's because they had limited resources and limited technology, and they used what they could. And they merged. The film is the perfect merging of real and fantasy and computer graphics. They just merged it perfectly together, and it's brilliant. And it has not aged a day. The only scene that makes it age is the fact that they're using Apple computers that aren't laptops. That's the only scene at all. There's not really any scene that gives it away too much. And the computer's being used. That's about it. And also, I think it's a wonderful marketing plan actually from Apple that if you do have a theme park that's going to be overrun by killer dinosaurs, then don't use Apple computers because they can be hacked and broken into and destroyed and fuck up your entire plans. Use Windows. Yes, they crash constantly, but at least you're guaranteed a crash. At least you're guaranteed some sort of service. And I reckon if Dennis Nedry had have hacked into a Windows computer and done that, then Samuel Jackson, when he's trying to say please and reboot the computer, would have got the pop-up which is your computer has performed an illegal error. Would you like to send this document to Microsoft and they'll fix it for you? He sends it, they fix it, ships it back. Hack solved, problem done. But that obviously not. Also, another flaw I found, and I don't know if this is a flaw from crap at weapons, but in the scene that you don't see, you only hear it. You hear them shooting the raptor. Now they're loading shotgun shells into a shotgun, but when they actually show you the bullet-ridden glass, and you hear it, it's a rifle. Now, I'm not sure, but I don't think rifles can handle buckshots. And with it being a buckshot as well, it would have spread out. There'll be buckshots everywhere, not rifle rounds. But that's just tiny little things. Everything about the film was great, like I said. I still get the smiling moments. I still smile when T-Rex comes to save the day. T-Rex in Jurassic Park is basically Zangief. Just because he is bad guy doesn't make him bad guy. He's just in the wrong place. He's a dinosaur. He eats people. It's what he does. It's built in. But he also eats other dinosaurs. So he kind of saves them. He, destroys the raptors and they get away, and he's chuffed, because okay, the tasty, human beings have disappeared. However, he gets tasty raptor, and I'm sure Velociraptor tastes better than human. Let's see. My lips just taste of nothingness. But I'm sure Velociraptor probably tastes like chicken. It is a big turkey after all. So, he got tasty Velociraptor, and he enjoyed that, and he saved the humans, and they all got away. And then they fly away, and they just get... It's still got the... it depresses me at the end, because it's like, they're off the island. No more dinosaurs. Oh, credits roll, end film. He didn't see it. He wants to see it. I could put it on for him, but I don't think he'd understand it. Chances are he'd sit there and watch it for about a good 2 minutes and then lick himself or find some interesting light to follow, because that's what he does. He's a cat. You are? You're a cat. Wow. Do you want to say something? You have an opinion? Come here. Hang on a second. Good. You want to say something? Anything at all? Say something. Nothing. Okay. He has no opinion anymore. For once he's quiet. What was I? Yes. Yeah, so T-Rex saved the day. I still stand by that T-Rex saved the day. Look at who the T-Rex killed, okay? The T-Rex killed the lawyer. We don't need lawyers. And the T-Rex killed the raptors. We don't need raptors, because the raptors killed the park warden. The park warden was cool. And the raptors killed, off-screen, Samuel L. Jackson, who is just determined to die in most films he's in. And the raptors killed Random Mexican. Random Mexican died. So the raptors' kill count was Random Mexican, a lawyer, Samuel L. Jackson, and the park ranger. And the cow. Shouldn't kill the cow. Cows are nice. Although they are destroying the ozone layer. But yeah. The raptors killed all those things. The T-Rex killed a lawyer, a goat. We don't need goats. Goats give us SARS apparently, and AIDS and stuff. So goats are bad. And the raptors killed everything else. So the T-Rex amended. He redeemed himself. He saved the day. He's a T-Rex. He didn't actually kill the kids. He was just scaring them. He's like, "Hey kids, how you doing? I'm a giant T-Rex. I'm trying to, love me." But he's a T-Rex. He can't speak. He can only growl. I reckon if you translated it, he's chasing after the flare. Because oh, flare, I like flares. T-Rex is like a giant cat. He's a big cat. He's cute and fluffy and adorable. And he's a T-Rex. And he's no Spinosaurus. Spinosauruses suck. But, yeah, tangent away and done with. The film was great. The 3D does add to it. And if you can see it before, I think it ends next Thursday. Thursday, at least I think in Nottingham and in London, is the last showing of the film in IMAX. In IMAX cinemas, I think Thursday is the last showing. And if you can get your chance to see it, go see it. Because you won't be disappointed. You will enjoy this film. If you've not seen it before, go see it. Granted, I've given away a few spoilers, but you don't know when those spoilers happen. So go see it anyway. And if you have seen it, and you did enjoy it the first time, go see it again. Just relive your childhood. This was the film Spielberg, when he knew how to grasp your childhood, contain it in a bottle and release it throughout. And it's a film that's very rarely boring. Even as a kid, I never found it boring. It's like, at the beginning of the film, you get suspense and action, then there's long talky scene, then suspense, then you see the dinosaurs for the first time, then long talky scene, then you see the T-Rex, then talky scene, then crashing through trees, then talking scene, then Velociraptor blinds someone, then talking scene, and so on. It's like it's on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. There's never really any end to the action, the suspense, or the excitement. It is the perfect role for it. It is a perfect movie roller coaster. It starts off big, and then it ends on an end. It just ends. You've gone through the ride, you've relaxed, you've come to the terminal, you've stopped, your heart's calmed down, and you walk out the cinema happy. And it's unfortunate that a lot of films these days just aren't like that. But Jurassic Park is. and it's amazing. If you get the chance, go see it, because, well, it was epic. If I could spend 40 quid again to see it, I would. Hope not so soon, because I'd be broke. But I do have it on Blu-ray, so if I really wish to watch it again, I could do that, I guess. I might do. Maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely go see it. Definitely check it out. Priapus. Priapus? Priapus says it's alright in his own way. He's a cat. But definitely worth it. If you've got the means, I highly recommend it. And also, this came in the post, which I think is A Train HX, which is the most wonderful train simulation game in the world. I'm gonna go jump on it, play on it, and upload some sarcastic review, I guess, about how awesome it is. But until then, enjoy yourselves.